Good morning, it is Saturday morning and you'll be probably watching this on your Wednesday. If I could do enough footage, what am I up to today? We've got the crusher on, got some posts, got some other bits of material, and we've got a ton bag in there. So yeah, we are heading off to Spitfire Engineering. We're going to set the crusher up so it crushes constantly and see how that works, see if it's suitable for us, use it for a bit. And if we outgrow it, it'll be up for sale. But yeah, let's get this bad boy done and dusted. So I think we're here. I think it's somewhere around here. Realise we're coming to see cows. We're definitely at the right place. Let's go and find Gavin. So there, we're definitely in the right place. Just going to unstrap this now. And we're going to take it in there, start working on it. And then a bit later on, I'll show you guys around this and what actually Spitfire Engineering actually does. Because they don't normally play with little screeners like this. They play with big boys' toys. So yeah, we'll show you. We set it up, put a ton bag underneath, we can start putting them through. I've messed about with these, as you know, and I think they're at the wrong setting now because it's not doing anything. So we'll see what Gavin does. We'll take it from there. So then, it wouldn't be D&J without a problem. I've lost that spring. When I undid that and the pressure was still on, it fired out and I found the plunger, but I didn't find the spring. So Gavin's gonna have a look, see what he's got before we can even get it going. Because the idea is the pressure pushes this spring back as you alter that little screw there with a nut on. But he needs that in so it opens and closes, and then we can mess about with the pressure when we're crushing. So hopefully I've got something. Oh guys, it's bad news. I've lost the part, so I'm gonna have to order the part. And I'm away for 2 weeks, so hopefully I can come and pick it up and we'll do a bit of testing while I'm here. But while I am here, I'll just show you what Spitfire Engineering does. We'll have a quick walk around and I'll show you some of the interesting machines and screens they do. So here we are. Who remembers this? This is not the one we demoed, but one very, very similar. And now what they've done, they've made a few alterations. And those chutes there are a lot steeper, so material doesn't get stuck. And it's a direct drive from the gearbox. So a lot more efficient. But yeah, I really enjoyed demoing this. And this one's been out on hire, I believe. And now it is sold to Sheffield. It's sold to Sheffield. And here we've got a beast of one in the process of being made. And it's been made by Archie and Jamie. And I know they're going to love that shout out because they watch our videos. But yeah, look at that welding. Spot on. Really, really well engineered. And we'll show you what's going on that. That's a big Tremel. And I think they're using it for fertiliser. Using it like a big mixer and spraying something on the fertiliser. So it's got to go to a farmyard or something like that, I believe. We'll take you through to the other side. So here's the drum, let's put it on 0.5. Look at that. Massive. That's going to sit on that framework the other side. Really, really neat welds. I wish I could weld like that. Practice makes perfect, doesn't it? That's what people keep on telling me. Yeah, look at the size of that. I'll let Gavin talk about this because this is like a wash. Is this the wash plant?
No, this one isn't. This is a hopper. We're building a conveyor at the minute. It's a 45 metre long conveyor that eventually is going into a slow speed shredder. And this is going to be the hopper to receive the material from the conveyor actually to go into the shredder. So it's going to funnel all these big panels that are coming up the conveyor, and it's going to funnel it into the shredder.
What product's going in it?
The product's going in it is panels from chiller units and freezer units at supermarkets. So this company, they take in the big chiller units that you see in the Sainsbury's and the Tesco's, and they break them all down and they recycle them, and the shredder actually shreds the big metal panels that have got insulation inside, and the shredder separates the insulation from the metal, and then the process after that then separates the insulation into one pile and the metal into another pile. And we've actually built another machine that goes after the shredding process for them to do that.
It's all about recycling now, guys. Building a better environment, not just put it in landfill. So the end product will be sorted and processed again. Yeah, it's crazy, super crazy. Not just soil screeners.
All sorts.
All sorts. And then out back, it might be a bit windy out here. Out back, we've got loads of goodies out here. I mean, that bucket there, they do work for Lynch plant. I thought I was savage with a bucket. What's happened here? They've lost the tooth. They've decided not to bother getting that repaired. They'll use that tooth to lift the concrete and put more stress on it. Look at that crack. I'll just get Gavin to stand next to that bucket. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. I think that one's off a 50-ton machine.
This one's off a 50-ton machine, and we've actually got one coming off a 70-ton machine coming in next week for repair.
It's massive. Absolutely.
The steel in there is 50 mil thick. That's what they've broken. 50 mil thick steel.
50 mil. It's just. And to be fair, I bet he wouldn't even felt it. Yeah, he's lost the tooth off that side. So Gavin said what he's got to do now, he's got to cut that out completely and redo that section. So there's machine drivers and there's screwdrivers, and I think he's the latter. Got a screening bucket, or a riddle bucket. Is that from the same company?
Same company, yeah. We've got two of them. There's one there, there's one behind you.
Yeah, I've got one of these for my micro digger. What are you doing to this one? Oh, repairing the...
Just repairing
yeah.
the ribs at the back that are broken or missing.
I always found when you put these on bigger machines, it knocks hell out of the boom, really. It starts angulating the pins, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
Especially when you don't grease them as well. It puts extra stress on them. Like I say, there's another one over there, same problem. Yeah, they've knocked the... put an hole in it. And these big beastie things are conveyors, and these are for...
This is the conveyor that's going to feed the hopper that we looked at a minute ago.
Yeah.
So there's two conveyors, a total of 45 metres between them.
Huge pieces of kit. Makes my little screen look tiny. So yeah, they don't just make screeners, conveyors, repair buckets.
The green conveyor at the back is being repurposed. It's a customer's conveyor. They want that shortening and some sides putting on it, a different motor and gearbox on it. So it's also the sort of stuff we do here is re-engineering existing stuff as well as building new.
The guys are so clever here, really, really clever. think this bucket, we're adapting the plates, aren't you? Adapting the plates to take that quick hitch.
This bucket will have the hangers cut off the back, and then there'll be some hangers put on, welded onto the back of this bucket to accept that quick hitch. So that quick hitch will go on the front of a loading shovel. This bucket is off the loading shovel. So we'll put this carriage here onto the loading shovel, and then there'll be brackets on the back of the bucket so that they can take the bucket on and off easier.
So if you don't know what a loading shovel is, a bit like our little red, our little Chinese loader, but a bigger scale, a lot bigger scale, the size of the bucket. So yeah, that's the quick hitch. That accepts them brackets on the back of there, it will do when it's been altered. When Gavin and his guys alter that. So that's a demo machine. There's a few little changes from mine. Mine's got springs here. Why did you change from spring?
We just changed from the springs because these are designed to give a more linear motion. With the springs you tend to get more circular motion, and these are better at a more linear motion. We just thought it would make the screens more efficient, and also for transport these are very secure. You could actually lift from the above and it wouldn't separate.
Yeah, where the springs do, don't they?
The design of the springs, it's not just our screen, it's anybody's screen who uses springs. You're relying on gravity and the weight of the box to sit on the springs, so to move them about, this is just a better solution.
And I know you've changed that as well. Mine's.
You have the bar out.
Yeah,
we've changed that as well.
Yeah.
Just so you don't have to have the chutes off the front, just to change the tension.
Yeah. But these are cracking. I have had no problems with mine, and it turns an amazing product out. We just swapped the screens on top. We've swapped them for more fine and that, and the product's amazing. Getting some really, really, well, it sells out. As soon as you put it on offer, it sells out straight away. There's just a frame, and there's one like what I've got at the minute with the conveyor.
That one's actually going to Guernsey, that one's.
Sold.
Next week.
Crikey. Yeah, very, very similar to mine. You've changed the drive, haven't you? Yeah. So now it's driven by a motor. What's mine? Mine hydraulic.
Yours is an internal.
Yeah, hydraulic into it.
No, yours is electric, but it's an internal drum drive motor, where this is an external gearbox.
Yeah, I love mine. I really do. One of the better things I've bought, to be fair. Yeah, one of the better things I've bought. Not really had a problem with it. The only problem I've had, well, it's down to me really, not using it enough, I think. Where it, yeah, just about stuck. And all it wanted was loosening off, running, and just tightening back up, and it was absolutely fine.
We have changed that now, where your machine runs on what we call a slider bed. So it actually runs, it's a fabric back belt that is designed to run on a flat plate in effect. We've now gone to a rubber back belt, and we've also now got a bed of rollers in there, so it now runs on a bed of rollers.
Right.
So the changes we've made since you bought yours are the rollers in the conveyor. We've changed the way the head drum is driven, and we've also changed and gone from springs to these suspension mounts, and the way that the meshes are tensioned on the screen deck as well. We've changed that, so we've basically made 4 changes, and that went from last year to this year. So we made these changes at the start of this year.
And why have you made the changes? Just to better the machine, to improve it?
Just slowly improve
it.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about, improving.
Sometimes getting hold of... The reason we went to this gearbox was that the lead times and delivery on the head drum that you had on yours had gone from 2 weeks to 16 weeks.
Yeah.
So we needed to find an alternative solution. So some of the changes we've made have been purely because of how we are in the world nowadays. You can't get hold of certain components, so we have had to adapt to stuff that we could get hold of, and other things we highlighted as a better way of doing it and making it more efficient. That's why we went away from the springs to these, because it's a more efficient way of doing it.
But yeah, it's the cracking machine. If you do want one of these, you'll have to contact Gavin at Spitfire Engineering. We'll put a link down in the description like we always do. But yeah. What else have we got? We have got... Did you make that?
We made that one for a specific customer that needed to put one on site for a 12-month contract. I don't think it was ever used. That is actually for sale. It's just sat here for a few months.
It's a welfare unit. You guys, you don't know what a welfare unit is. A canteen one side and toilet.
I've got a canteen one side and a toilet the other, yes. And it's fully solar. You've got a solar panel on the roof. It doesn't need a generator. It doesn't need a power supply. It's completely self-contained. In one side you've got a canteen with a bench seat and a table, and also an inverter in there so you can boil a kettle. And in the other side it's got a proper toilet in there and a wash hand basin. So basically it ticks all your on-site welfare needs.
Don't let my lads watch this video because they'll get me buying that. But that is pretty cool, that is. Yeah. And it's up for sale.
It is up for sale.
More conveyors. What are these? These are...
This is part of this is a framework for the light blue machine that we spoke about out there that's in the workshop.
So now, just brought it to this one. Gavin is going to have to explain this. This blows my mind what this machine does, or piece of machinery does. So, Gavin, tell him about this.
It's actually really simple how it works. It's just not that easy to explain. It's one
Yeah.
of those. Basically, the water comes in from this side here, and then it travels along here. This is for dirty water. This machine is going to be used for cleaning up dirty water. So the water comes in here, the dirty water comes along here, and inside here are some plates set at a very specific angle close to each other. The dirty water comes in here, the water then flows up through the plates, and any of the sediment in the plate, in the water, will drop down onto the plates. The clean water goes to the top, floats along this top here, and then just here there is actually what's called a weir. The water then spills over the top of that weir and drops down into this pipe here. So clean water comes out here, and the dirty water goes in here. The sediment inside, obviously is creating the dirty water, then falls onto the plates, slides down to the bottom, and falls into this hopper at the bottom. Inside this hopper is going to be a stirrer, just so the sediment doesn't settle down to the bottom and get solid. And then there will be a special pump mounted at the bottom just here that will then pump all the sediment out and take it away. So you should end up with dirty water going in, sediment coming out the bottom, and then your clean water coming to the top, floating along the top, and clean water coming out at this point here.
What do they do with the sediment after? Is that another process someone else does?
The sediment goes back through their system and gets put across a dewatering screen to get the solids out of it, and then this process continues. We're actually building 2 machines for this customer. This is only half of the process. So this will cope with the dirty water. This machine to the left is part of
That one just there, guys.
This one here with the white valve at the bottom. That's part of another whole process. There's about 5 different. That's one skid unit. There's about 5 different skid units there. Basically, what that does is it takes in dirty sand. It scrubs and cleans the sand to get the oil and the dirt off of the sand. That white valve at the bottom there's a auger, so like a corkscrew that comes off the bottom of that white valve, and then clean sand will come out at that point. And this machine here, this lamella separator here, this tank, and other parts of the plant will then continue to clean up the dirty water. It's for a company that takes in road sweeper, washings and gully sucking. So anything that goes down the drain on the road or ends up on the road, the machines that clean all that up take it to this site to get rid of that as waste. And this is part of a much bigger process that cleans up what they get.
So the road sweepers, you'll see them got big brushes on the front of them. You'll see them going around building sites, sweeping the roads, and anything they pick up, these bits of machinery are going to clean that, and then we're going to get a usable product to the end, which is going to be like a sand, I believe, of a builder's sand if it gets certificated.
These machines here will be good enough to clean it up so that the sand that they can get from the road sweepers is good enough to be used as building sand.
Yeah, so yeah, again, it's just recycling, just making the environment better and the UK a better place. Fantastic bit of kit. I'd say it's clever people here. Gavin is super clever. So we're just going to take you through, guys, to where the process of cutting is. I'm sure Gavin will correct me on the proper terminology. So the material comes in here, and then basically
we process it from here. So A lot of people that come and see us are surprised the amount of stuff that we actually physically build here. A lot of machines that we build here, it all starts as either flat box section, you know, sectional sort of products, or in the far corner over there we've got our plate rack. So
it's like plate material.
The plate rack's a little bit depleted at the minute. We've got 8 ton of plate coming in on Monday to fill this back up.
So yeah, all different sizes there and thicknesses.
So everything comes in here as flat, and then we take it from here and we put it onto this machine here. And this machine can cut any 2D shape you can think of. If you can think of it, this will cut it.
I've seen these machines where, I mean, these are absolutely fantastic. What's the thickness that will cut?
The maximum thickness we can cut on this particular machine is 30mm.
Which is a decent size, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just to...
it's about 1.25 inches in old man.
Is that 4mm?
That's 4mm.
That's 4mm, and that will cut 30mm, so... God, you'll be up here somewhere.
That there is 20mm. Standing up just
that's
there.
That's 20mm? My finger next to it?
Off cut of 20mm.
So yeah, you got another 10mm on that for its maximum cutting depth on that machine.
So we cut all of our shapes out on this machine, and then depending on what we're making, what the process is afterwards, we either need to weld them together, so they go from here through into the main workshop and get given to the fabricators, and then they build it into whatever machines we're building at the time. But some of the stuff that we need to do needs folding, so we use this machine here to fold.
So that like presses it?
That presses it. If you want me to just turn it on, I'll show you how it works.
It's quiet.
So what we can do with this machine, we can put flat steel in here, and we can change the angle that we want to fold the material to, just here. So we want 90 degrees. We're set to 5mm thickness, so what you were just showing a minute, 4mm.
Yeah.
5mm the next size up. So 5mm plate, 90mm, and then that measurement there, 37.96, that's the distance that we set just there, that we set these fingers at the back to. So we can set those two fingers a set distance from the cutting tool. So the drawings that we produce in the office, we give to the guys in here, and through that they can set the machine to do that what they need to do. And then we use this to fold. So we've got a foot pedal down here that we press it. That comes down. And then that obviously comes down, connects with the steel that we've placed in there. That will fold a piece of steel, and we can do various different angles, and we can create all sorts of different shapes purely by folding steel.
You've got a bit there, haven't you? There's a bit of that top end to show them what you mean by folding. Is that it? Where did I say this bit here? Has that been folded?
That's been folded.
Yeah. So what it means by folding, if you just look at the angles on there, that's been through that machine and they've folded it perfect. That's what it means. That's what that machine does. I mean, what's that, 2mm?
That's probably 2mm.
Yeah, that's probably 2mm thick. What's the maximum that'll fold?
On that machine there, with the tooling we've got, the maximum we can fold is probably 2.5 metres long of 8mm thick steel.
8mm. God. It's a very expensive machinery in here, guys, just to make that perfect product. Yeah, I'm in the element here. Really am. How many guys you got working for you?
8 now in the workshop and 4 in the office.
So it's a decent team.
Yeah.
Very decent
really happy
team.
with the team we've got. We've got some great guys working for us now. Some have been here for nearly 10 years. Nice small family business.
And you've took some apprentices on, yeah?
We've now got 3 apprentices in the business.
Yeah, he took some apprentices on. I've seen that on Facebook because I follow him on Facebook. Yeah, and I've met some of the guys as well, and I can vouch for that. They are super friendly, know their stuff. Yeah, and it's all about, you can't do any of this without having a good team behind you.
No, it's all about the team.
Yeah, it is. I 100% agree with you that. 100%. But yeah, it's got a couple of forklifts and some crazy cool machinery. Shame Stevie couldn't have come, because Stevie would have loved some of this. Videoing probably would have been a bit better as well. So I've had an interesting day up here. I hope you guys have learned something. And if you do want something making or adapting, or you've got some ideas, I'm sure Gavin will help you out. He loves doing bespoke stuff, as well as his core business being screeners, trommels, and all them kind of things. But yeah, he's got an eBay shop as well. We can check him out on eBay. I don't know how we crossed paths actually. How did we cross paths? We crossed paths with the screener. So we did buy the screener direct from Gavin. We bought it through another company. So yeah, and then we crossed paths that way, and then he said he'll sort my little screener out. But yeah, I think we're gonna do some other stuff in the future, work together on a few other products. He's gonna get me to test some stuff for him. So yeah, you'll have to stay tuned. But yeah, if you do want some amazingly made screeners, this is the man. I'm not just saying that because I bought one, but I had one before which was mangled together, and his are a different class. We haven't had no problems with ours whatsoever, apart from not being used enough. And his after service is really, really good as well. If you do have problems with it, he'll be straight out, because he makes everything in-house as well. Like I said, like we showed you about all the machineries. If he can make it himself, he'll rather do that than buy it in. So everything is made in the UK. British engineering at its best. But I'm going to head back to the yard now. We'll probably catch up back at the yard. I'm going to grab some fuel on the way back, probably grab a bite to eat, and we'll see you back in the yard. Catch back up at the yard. Stevie's just in the grab, ready to tip the sand up over there. Look what they've done here, look. We've got a massive soil beaner. Just need a few more blocks on here, Stevie says, to build that round, but we'll do that with a grab. It's nice and sludgy down here now, but it's going to be. Jordan's just putting a block on there, and I think Stevie's going to tip the sand in that corner. Stevie would have shown this on another video. I don't know where this video is going to lie. With that said, that's another day at D&J. We'll see you in the next one.